Yeah, hi, this is Arpit Gupta, and here I'm with a new class, and in this class I'll be covering the installation part. That how can we install RHEL7 in our machine, right? In our computer. Yeah, but before that, I'll just want to share you one more thing which I haven't covered in my last class, which was an introductory class, that why should we use Linux, or why the industry people, why the companies, why the IT companies use Linux instead of Windows, right? So this is a big question, that why anybody should use Linux. So I have a simple answer of that: because Linux is more secure than Windows, right? So we can secure Linux in its core level, but we cannot secure Windows in its core level, right? We can secure Windows by installing some kind of antiviruses in Windows. So the antivirus gives us the outer security, right? Not the internal security. But in Linux, we can modify its uh, we can modify the core level in Linux, right? So in simple words, I can say that Linux is more secure than Windows. That's why the companies use Linux instead of Windows, right? Correct. Okay, so now I'll share some installation part with you. So how can we install a RHEL7 in our machine? So you have two options to install the RHEL7 in your machine. You can either install on your base machine, or if you want that your base machine should have Windows 7, so you can install a third-party software called VMware or VirtualBox. And after installing the VMware or the VirtualBox, you can install another operating system on VirtualBox or on VMware. So here we have in the base machine, I have installed Windows 7, right? And additionally, I have installed VMware, which is uh, which you can install from the internet. You can download from the internet. So VMware Workstation, right? So I have installed VMware Workstation, right? So here what you need to do: first, you need an ISO image of your operating system. So here in this video, I'll be showing you installing RHEL7 on your Windows machine, right? So first, I've installed uh, this VMware workstation, as you can see here, right? And now I have an ISO image which I have saved in this location. Mm, yeah, all right. So this is my RHEL7 ISO image. So from here, I'll just give the path of this ISO image. So yeah, here I'm opening my VMware. Actually, I have many virtual machines installed on my VMware, so it's all showing to you these. But what you need to do is just click on File, and just click on New Virtual Machine, right? And after clicking on that, you'll see this kind of dialog box. So just click on Custom Advanced, next, then next. Okay, here please select I will install the operating system later, right? If you select this and give the location of the ISO image, so it will pick some options automatically. So I don't want that it would pick the options automatically. So I'll just select this option. I will install the algorithm later. So next, yeah. So here I'm going to install Linux, and which flavor? The flavor is RHEL7 64-bit. Next, here I can give a virtual machine's name, right? So I can call it virtual machine or VM. Yeah, so here I'm gonna give it suppose RHEL 7 point something. It can be anything. It is a random name, 10.2, and the location of your virtual machine would be this under C, users or with the documents and something. Next, okay, now the time to give the resources. How many resources you want to assign to that machine? So here the number of processors one, but of course per processor one. It's okay. Yeah, fine. The RAM. How much RAM you want to give that virtual machine? So I think 3 GB is enough, right? So next, yeah, the same. Next. Create new virtual disk. Basically the hard disk. We call it virtual disk. So uh, 20 GB is enough, I guess. Yeah. Next. Just next. Finish. Right. Okay. Now just click Edit Virtual Machine Setup setting. Here come on CD DVD. Click on Use ISO image file. Now give the path of that ISO image. So here it will be showing some manual options. So here, okay. Yeah, now I'll just power on the virtual machine. Right. So here I can see some options. So I'll click in install Red Hat Enterprise Linux 7. I'll just click enter. Yeah. Now it's showing this press the enter key to begin the installation process. So I press enter. Yeah. Now I'll just wait. The installation has begun. Just wait. It's just getting started. Right. It's showing that starting installer. One moment. The installation is beginning. It's starting. Right. Yeah, correct. So here we can see uh, the some options, which is the language and country. So here I'll just select English. Yeah, right. Yeah, so here I can is showing some kind of error. I'll just I'll just check what happened. Why it is showing this kind of error? I'll just check. Just a second. Um, just a second. I'll just check it. I'll do it again. Why it was showing that error? I don't know. It uh, it don't show this kind of error, but Let's see what happened. Let's see. I'll just check it again. I'm just trying to install it again, and here I guess it won't show the same error at another time. I'll just check it. Right. Yeah, so here I'll select the country and the language. Continue. Click on the continue, and here I'll select some more options, which is time zone. So right now I'm in India, so I'll just select the Indian time zone, which is Calcutta or Kolkata. Yeah, time I can set the time manually. Okay, so here the installation source is local media. Minimal install, right? By default, the option has selected minimal install. If you'll uh, select minimal install, then it means you will get a command line screen. You will not get a graphical screen, right? So I'll select server with GUI. In this mode, I'll get the command line screen along with the graphical screen. Okay, here. Now come to this installation destination. Automatic partitioning selected. Right now, the automatic partitioning selected, same as Windows. In Windows, what we do, we just make the partition C, D, E, F, right? But here in Linux, we don't create the partition like C, D, E. In Linux, we create the partition like /boot. So here I'm giving /boot 500 MB, and I can create a slash. Okay, in uh, later classes, I'll show you the hierarchical structure of Linux as compared to Windows, because the hierarchical structure of Linux is very different from the Windows, right? So here I've just added two partitions. One is /boot and one is slash. So here two partitions are enough, right? So here I'll just click on done. So for accept changes, now I'll just click on begin installation, right? Yeah, so the installation has been uh, begin. So yeah, so here I'll set the password of the root, which by default I'm setting Red Hat. Yeah, Red Hat. Okay, so and one more thing I need to do, I need to add a local user. So here I'm just adding a local user by name is student. The name can be anything. Here I've set the password of the default password student. Okay, yeah. So here the installation will take around 15 to 20 minutes. Yeah. So I'll share some more thing regarding the installation. Yeah. Okay. So I'll show you that the installation, basically installation is of two types, right? Correct. One is, I can say, standard installation. Standard installation. Standard installation is the same thing which we did. Okay. And second one is kickstart installation. Kickstart installation. In your module 2, you have the second or the third chapter named kickstart installation. In detail, we'll study in SA2, but here I'll give you uh, a basic knowledge of Kickstart installation. That what is Kickstart installation? I can say Kickstart installation, or I can say um, here I can say network installation, or a kind of, no, not exactly network installation. Okay, see what happens in Kickstart installation. As you have noticed in standard installation, I have filled some values, some answers like time zone, language, country, password, and I have also added a user, right? So I did those things manually, right? In standard installation, I need to enter those values manually to the machine. But in case of Kickstart installation, I save those values to time zone, country, and many more values which I have provided in that manually, right? So in case of Kickstart installation, I just save those all those values in a file, and whenever I'll start the installation, so I'll just give the path of that file which is located in the network to that machine. I said in standard installation, we have to enter all the values manually. What values? Like country, like time zone, like language, the partitions, and also we have added a user, right? So in standard installation, I have entered those values manually. But in case of Kickstart installation, right? In case of Kickstart installation, I'll just save those values in a file. Values in a file, and that file is saved somewhere in the network. Somewhere in the network, right? Okay, so in that machine, in the in that machine in which I'm going to install the RHEL7, that machine in that machine I'll just give the path of that file, which is located in the network, somewhere in the network, right? So that machine will pick up all the answers automatically, and I'll just get my install machine, right? So in case of Kickstart installation, I don't need to enter the values manually. Your machine will get the answers automatically from that file. I hope it is clear now. And in detail, we will study the Kickstart installation in essay 2. So I'll just see whether uh, okay, it's still installing. It hasn't installed yet. It would take around more, I guess, 15 minutes more. Yeah, so this is all about installation. So uh, after the completing this bar, I'll just get my ready to use RHEL7 machine. My RHEL7 will get installed in this machine, and then I can start working on RHEL7. Uh, right, so yeah, right. So after the installation, I'll just share some more things with you. So yeah, just wait. The installation is about to complete. Uh, right. I'll share some more details regarding the installation. Right. Okay. So after the installation, uh, by default I get uh, okay, see, in Linux, same as Windows, we have two modes to work, right? The one is GUI, the graphical user interface mode, and another mode which we have is a command line interface, right? Or I can say the CLI mode. Okay, so same as Windows, in Linux we also have the two modes to work. I can do the same thing, the same task, by the GUI or the CLI. Okay, yeah. So if I talk about the GUI mode in Linux, or especially in RHEL7, so so by default, the genome uh, desktop will get installed. Actually, in RHEL7 or in uh, other flavors, the flavors of Linux are fully customizable. Even I can customize uh, the desktop, unlike Windows. Yeah, so in RHEL7 we have two modes. Basically, I can use either of them. Uh, One is by default, uh, the genome desktop will get installed. The genome desktop, yeah, right. And apart from genome, optionally we can install the KDE desktop mode, right? So the genome stands for graphical network object. The graphical network object, uh, what M stands for, graphical network object, M stands for something in environment, right? Environment, yeah. So, and I have also KDE, which is a K desktop environment. The difference between genome and KDE is I can say that the KDE environment, the KDE desktop, is heavier than genome in terms of application. If I install KDE instead of a genome in my machine, then I'll get some more applications like calculator, like video player, like music player, and some more applications, right? So when we install the genome, the RHEL7 in our machine, so by default um, the genome desktop will get installed. Yeah, yeah. So the installation has been completed. Uh, yeah. Now I have just reboot the machine. Yeah. So the machine is just rebooting, and here we'll see that I'll get a window. I'll get a desktop, actually, not exactly window, but a desktop, right? As we get in Windows, by default desktop, but I can change the desktop in Linux, in RHEL7, in RHEL, but not in Windows. In Windows we need to use the default desktop, but in Red Hat we can change the desktop later if we want. Yeah, so here, after the first reboot, here I can see that it's asking for the agreement. So I'll just select accept the license agreement. and here I can see a button called finish configuration. So here I'll just click the finish configuration. Yeah, now I'll get another window, another machine, no, not the same machine, but the desktop. Yeah, so the machine is getting started. Yeah, here it's showing some more options: enable KDump, KDump memory, reservation, and I'll discuss about these things later. So here I'll just forward, and here I'll just no, I prefer to restore at the later time. Finish. Now I'll get a workable desktop, right? Okay. So uh, in case of Windows, I get two modes. One is the GUI and another one is CLI. We call GUI desktop the graphical mode and CLI DOS mode, right? In Windows, if you want to work in DOS mode, so the CLI mode, so we need to open the DOS, okay? And in Linux, in RHEL, I also have two options. One is GUI mode, another one is CLI mode. But in RHEL, the CLI is called Bash shell, right? The by default shell which we get is Bash shell. Yeah. So now back to the topic. Here, uh, I'll always log in by root. Okay. Root is what the root is. Root is the admin of your RHEL7 machine, right? Root is all in all of your Linux machine, right? So here I've just entered the password root and the username root and the password of Red Hat, right? So here I'll just get logged in by root, and I'll get all the rights of roots in my machine. Root have all the rights regarding your machine. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so I got this desktop, and it is the genomes desktop, which I get by default when I install RHEL7. So here it asking for the language, so I'll just select English. Next, and start using Unix server. So the introduction page will get open. I'll just cancel it because I don't have internet in my machine. Yeah, so here we can see I get the desktop in of RHEL. So here I can see some options, some applications, icons here, the places which is same like computer, my computer in Windows. Yeah, so as I told you that in Linux I can complete any task. I can do any task, two modes, uh, either by mode or by CLI mode. So GUI mode, you can see that some applications, some icons are here, some utilities, some options are here. I'll click on any application and it will get open, right? Yeah. And in case of command line mode, if you want to work in command line mode, then we have many shortcuts to open the command line, right? First, in the desktop, I'll just right click, and here I'll see that open in terminal. I'll just click on this open in terminal. So a terminal will get open like this. So it is the shell. Here I can type my commands, right? It's the shell, and another shortcuts are like I'll press Control Alt F2, so the CLI mode will get open, right? So if you want to open a multiple CLI terminal, so the range of keys combination is Control Alt F2 from F2 till F6. So F2, F3, F4, you can open the multiple terminal by pressing from F2 till F6, right? And if you want to back in GUI mode, then press Control Alt F1, so you will get back in graphical mode, and here you can also work in command line mode, right? Yeah. So this is the first dialog box or the terminal, uh, right? So here I can type the commands. Okay. Okay. uh, I guess one question must be arising in your mind, that what is the terminal? I haven't told you about the terminal. I told you about the shell. I told you about the kernel, OS, and all, right? But I haven't told you about terminal, right? So the terminal is the outer layer, right? This layer is the terminal. This layer, this outer layer, right? And the internal part is the shell, right? So this is the terminal. This is the terminal. I can open multiple terminal, right? So this is terminal 1, this is terminal 2, right? And the internal part, which is this, where I'm typing, this is the shell, right? So I hope it is it is it is clear now, that the shell and the terminal. Yeah, right. So yeah, correct. Okay, fine. So here it's just showing something, right? Here root, uh, then at the rate, localhost, and desktop, something something, right? What is this? And the hashtag, the hash is here. So what is this line explaining? What is the importance of this line? Okay, so let's show you that this root, this first field, basically these are the fields: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are the 5 fields. So the first field is for username. The root is showing that currently I'm logged in with the root user, right? If if I have logged in with any local user, with suppose a student, so a student will be showing instead of root, right? So that field is showing that currently I'm logged in with root user. Okay, localhost. Localhost, in this field, the host name of your machine will be showing. The host name of your machine, the machine name, right? What is your machine name? Currently, by default, it is localhost. So this field is showing the host name of your machine, right? And this at the rate is the separator between the user logged in and the host name. And what is this desktop showing? The desktop showing is that my current location, is the desktop directory. Currently I'm in desktop. Currently I'm in under desktop. Okay. And the last field, which is showing the hash. The hash is showing that currently we are logged in with root. Whenever we get logged in with root user, the hash will always be there. And instead of hash, sometimes it will show the dollar symbol. Okay, so hash means that I'm logged in with the root user, and dollar means that I'm logged in with any local user. Okay, so in the last place, it will show either of the symbol. In case of root, it will show the hash, and in case of local user, it will show the dollar symbol, right? So here I think that the meaning of this line is clear now, right? Okay, so I guess it's enough for this class, and in next class I'll be just showing you some basic commands of Linux. So here I'm done with the class. I'll see you in the next class. Till then, bye bye, and see you.